Before we get started with this episode, I do want to mention that this was actually an hour-long episode, and we're going to break this down into two parts. This first part is talking to Angel of how he started his business, the progress that he's made, some lessons he's learned along the way, and just kind of get to knowing Angel and his business. The second part is going to be more focused on Lex and I on how we hire, onboard, and train new employees, and then getting to hear from Angel himself on his perspective on like how we actually go through that process. So you're gonna learn a lot from both episodes, and it's actually also Christmas, or Christmas had just passed by the time you're listening to this. So Merry Christmas and maybe Happy New Year, depending on when you listen to this. But let's go ahead and get started with this episode. And welcome back to another podcast episode. I have here two special guests. I have Mr. Lex returning for another podcast episode. And then the newest guest on this episode is going to be Mr. Angel. Angel is our other employee detailer that we have here. And I figured the other day we were talking about his business and what he's doing and what he needs to do to keep on growing. And I figured, hey, Angel, just come on the podcast. Let's talk it out. He's a little nervous right now. So, Angel, how are you feeling to be on this podcast right now?
I've never been on a podcast before, but feels cool and can't wait to see what we talk about.
Excellent. Okay, as you can tell, he's very nervous. How old are you? 19?
Yeah, 19.
Yeah, he's 19. So if you're watching this on YouTube, me and Lex are about to take a shot because we're about to go into Christmas. So me and Lex,
happy
because we
holidays.
are of legal age, we can take a shot.
We can do what we want.
If you're watching this on YouTube, then you'll see us. Yeah, that's yours, right? Ready? Cheers.
Cheers.
Give me your water. Cheers to your water.
For real. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Well, at the time of shooting this, it's Christmas. Ooh. Okay, so Angel, you're the first one here. You're the new one you're the new guest. So just break it down for us. Okay, so Angel is an employee of ours. You work just about full time, give or take. So just talk normally. It's cool. It's just us talking.
Okay.
Kind of break down when you started your business, how long you've been doing it, the progress you've made, and your current state of where your business is. What's the name? Are you mobile, shop based, services, all that?
Sure. Okay, so my name is Angel. I run and operate Handsome Detail. I started detailing about 6 months ago. No, yeah, like 5 months ago, I want to say. And it all just started as an idea. I didn't think there was going to be much merit behind it, or I didn't think I was going to execute, right? Just like underestimating myself and my potential. So I just started seeing YouTube videos and I thought, man, like that's really cool. Like I want to detail. And so I literally just started with a bucket, my garden hose. And I told all my friends, hey, I'm going to start detailing. Just bring me your cars. All my friends have like pretty cool cars, So
And they're all also like 19, 20, right?
yeah.
So all of them made bad financial decisions so early underage. But go on now, go on.
So I just started. I think the first day I started my detailing business, I made an Instagram. I started posting pictures of me detailing vehicles, all of my friends' vehicles. I think the first vehicle I detailed was like a Challenger. I think I charged like $30 for the inside and the outside.
Nice.
So I did that. I was basically running that for about a month. Like the first month I was ever detailing, I was just detailing family and friends. Very low prices,
Just how everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like no money being made,
Yeah.
right?
Non-profit.
Yeah.
Non-profit organization.
Yeah. And that's what I did for about a month, just trying to really get my feet wet, my hands dirty with detailing, just get experience, just learn the basic ins and outs of detailing. And I think I did pretty well the first month. I think the first month I was trying to I wanted to go into it knowing that I wanted to run a business and not just be a weekend warrior. I wanted to like see that, eventually I do want to run a business that's profitable, that,
You want to like hire somebody else, like or multiple people,
so
or just you?
obviously right now, since it's like 6 months, I'm really just focusing on me, sole proprietor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have my dad helping me out and I do pay him per job, it doesn't make
I
sense.
mean, that's help.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah, you know,
that's too
and
good.
it does help a lot. Yeah.
Have you
but-
ever detailed by yourself? Like,
Yeah.
just you?
Yeah, like the first 3 months,
Mm.
the first couple of mobile details I did were all by myself. Yeah.
Okay.
All of them.
Did your dad help you on every job?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you started 6 months ago. Okay, so let's fast forward to now, right? It's been 6 months now, so it's still like baby ages of a business, right? Like you were saying, like I started, 6 months ago. In the first month, it's like it's still like a very baby business
Yeah, no,
relative to me. Like, and
No, of
I've
course.
told you like multiple times, like where you are in your business is far beyond where I was 6 months into my business. So like you're already doing a great job. So do you mind sharing how much you average make per month right now, or
Yeah.
do you mind sharing that?
No. So per month right now, the past 4 months consistently have been anywhere between $1,000 to my highest month was $1,700 in revenue.
Yeah, which is great. Which like a lot, some depending who's listening, they might be like, "Oh, that's super low," and then to someone else be like, That's super high." So like 6 months into your business, already there, I would say that's I've told you before like multiple times. Like, that's fantastic. Like don't look at someone else's business or our business and be like, "Oh, well, they're making like whatever 10, 12, 14, and I'm barely at 17." It's like that's fantastic, bro. There's so many people that have been in business for longer than 6 months, longer than a year, and they still can't even crack that. So like that's actually fantastic that you're at that mark of revenue in such a short time. Mm-hmm. Now I would say like one thing that's like that you have is like the like you're a car guy, right? Like you love cars, right?
Yeah.
And did you come with like in school, like how'd you get so many friends to like give you their car to detail? Because like I said, like the first car was a Challenger, you said, right? So like how did that come about? Like how did you just hit up all your friends and all your friends have cool cars and like, oh yeah, detail my car?
Yeah. So basically, all of my friends were all car guys. We're like not car enthusiasts, but we go to car meets and stuff like that.
I'd call you a car enthusiast. That's a fair call.
You're a car enthusiast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Which is good.
Like you're not turning wrenches every single night or anything, but like you're a car enthusiast for sure.
Okay. Then yeah. I guess I'm a car enthusiast. And
Congratulations.
Yeah. And my friends, we all enjoy being around the scene of just muscle cars primarily, really. But of course, I also love like Acura and NSXs, all cars. The way I got so many of my friends to lend me their vehicles was just we're all a group. So literally, like I drive a Charger, my cousin drives a Mustang, my best friend drives a Mustang. Like it's just a group. Like we all went to like school, and we all enjoyed muscle cars, and we all just in school we hustled just to have cool cars. That was our thing.
Almost like you, Lex.
Yeah, sound just like me.
Yeah, like we would park up in high school, and we would all park next to
man.
each other. We were the cool kids.
Cool kids.
With no money. But we all enjoyed our cars, and I want to say it was probably about. I mean, right off the top of my head, I can just think of 10 friends I can call right now, like that all have pretty cool cars that other people will find
Yeah.
cool. And yeah, that's how I just started like that. I just texted all my friends.
Now, when you reached out to them, was there something specific that you said, or just because you were all boys and like you were all like know each other? Like, hey, boy, like bro, can I? I'm trying to start this detailing business. Can I? Detail? Like, what did you actually send? Like, what was the actual message that you sent out to your friends?
Yeah, so I started off with the Instagram, and I actually the day I made the Instagram, it was actually I didn't tell anyone because I had always talked about wanting to start a detailing business. Like whenever the idea came up to my head, I started mentioning it and slowly hinting that, hey, I think I'm gonna start doing this. But I never told my friends like when or my parents either, like when I was gonna do it. So I just made the Instagram, and then I guess one of my
By the way, what's the name of your business? If you don't mind, do you mind sharing it?
Yeah, that's a Handsome Detail.
Handsome Detail. Okay,
Yeah.
go on.
And so I made the Instagram, and I didn't tell anyone. And I made it like around 2 a.m, just making like signing up the email and stuff. And I guess my friends the next morning had found it. I don't know how. I guess maybe because I was the creator of it.
Yeah,
and it suggested it.
Yeah,
to them,
probably.
like, new on Instagram, and they all shared it. All of my friends. Like I woke up and I had like Instagram notifications like follow.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
was like,
So without even telling them to share it, they
Yeah.
just saw it and just.
I had
shared
mentioned
it.
the name Handsome Detail before
Mm.
because that was what I was going into it with. So I guess they all just saw it and they all assumed that it was me. I mean, my name's on the page too.
Yeah. Which I want to point out though is that like, what made you like kind of think about that? About like, oh, I should tell my friends. Like, did you already have some prior knowledge of like, that's what I like? I should start with friends and family members first, or like, what led to that part first?
Well,
Like, what made you be like, I'm gonna hit up on my friends? It just made sense because you had car friends, or
well, yeah. It just seemed like the easiest way to learn and just get as most clients as I can. If you even want to call them clients, which I'd say they were. But,
yeah.
But it just seemed like the easiest way to get exposure, because all my friends have other friends, and word spreads.
Word of mouth.
Yeah. And I want to point that out too, because that was a very smart move, because a lot of people, like, especially me way back when, like, I kind of skipped that part of like friend and family. Like, I don't, I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna go straight to strangers and stuff.
Yeah.
But like having that round of friends and family is like the best way to like to get your feet wet, to get experience, to like, if you're to do that all over, I would be like, make sure each and every single one of them leaves a 5-star review on your Google listing. Like, get photos, get videos, get content. Like that is the best route to take with that. So that's good. Okay. So you said your best month was 1,700. So what kind of services are you offering and such? Is it more basic, more interior, exterior, paint correction, coatings? Kind of lay out where you are with your skill level, and what services you offer right now.
So pretty much, I offer just about everything. Like most services that most detailers are gonna offer, except for like maybe like ceramic coatings, which I have done, done. But I tend to stay away from like the coatings and paint corrections, because I don't have like a shop or place to do it, which you don't necessarily need, but it is just more ideal, especially like with a correction where you'll probably need the car for more than a day. But yeah, just exterior details, interior details, full interior clean, which seems to be the most popular here.
Yeah.
And in my business.
Yeah.
Which honestly makes sense, because I mean everyone spends the most time in the interior, in the inside of their car, and people want to make it look nice.
Yeah, so not to cut you off, but like, okay, so moving on to the next thing of like, what was your game? Like, so obviously you work with us almost full time, right? It's probably like 30, 35, 40 hours a week, right? So going into this job, knowing that you had your business, like what was your mindset of like getting this job, basically working full time, and then still managing your detailing business, which, based on when we talk, like you have a few customers per week that you have to squeeze in somehow while working. So like, what's your thought process there of like, what was the game plan with that?
So, going into this job, well, I saw you post and I reached out, and then, it ended up happening, like, oh yeah, okay, so I'm gonna start working here. Going into it, I knew that, I was gonna learn a lot here, which I have. No doubt in my mind that a lot of the stuff that I do in my business, I've learned here.
Yeah. Which that is primarily through Lex as well, right? Because honestly, like not to cut you off, I'm sorry. But one thing I do make clear, like on Instagram when I post stuff, is like when you work here, it's not like I'm there, you're talking to me the entire time, and like we're right next, like me and Oscar, like you're not next to me the entire time. Like it's literally like if you come work with us, one, you're actually working. Like there is no like you are primarily here to detail vehicles.
It's a job.
Yeah, like it's a full on job. And second, like you're with Lex the entire time. Like when you say you learn everything here, like you're learning everything through Lex.
No, yeah, 100%. I feel like maybe that's a big misconception to everyone that watches at home, but for sure, it's like a job.
It's like almost a full job actually.
You
just work here.
Job.
It's not like
really
a job.
working.
Yeah, no, it's a job. Like I come here and we detail every day.
Like if you're late, I'm gonna
tell
you something.
Yeah, but no.
Go on. Go on again.
But yeah, absolutely. A lot of stuff that I have learned, primarily Lex has taught me a lot. I'm pretty like new still into detailing. Like I'm basically a beginner, I would say.
Yeah, 100%.
So a lot of the things that I know now has been Lex just guiding me through trial and error and just with experience.
Yeah, and then one thing you said yesterday of like when you charge that customer $650, right? And then so one thing that like I always talk about is like it's like, and I told you yesterday too. We had this conversation yesterday, and I was like, we should get on a podcast and just talk about it again.
Yeah.
But it's like it's not about like saying something specific to a customer that gets them to pay more. It's not like the way that your website is, like the color of your website, and you'll speak on this in a little bit of like the biggest thing that helps you charge higher and to have like to be able to do more with the customer is simply having a better customer in your business, attracting the better customer into your business, right? So kind of break down when you charge that 650, that when you did that detail that one time, kind of go through the process again of like, that was the most you charged for one vehicle, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So kind of tell us that story of the $650 detail and like how that all kind of spilled over.
Yeah. So 100% it is all the client. That's definitely something I've learned. Because, I quoted him 650 and he didn't even flinch. And I've quoted 100 before for an interior, and I've had people say that it's way too expensive. So it definitely is the client. And as far as
and real quick, not to cut you off, but like between charging the 100 to charging the 650, what is that difference? And if you want, you can speak up a little louder. But what's the difference between the 100 to 650? Like what's that disparity? Like what made you say, like for you, what is the difference between charging 100 and charging 650? Like internally, like how do you justify those prices?
Okay. So as far as if I'm being honest, the 650 was kind of like I kind of just winged it. It was a price I'm kind of made. I didn't make it up. I mean, it made sense for the amount of work I was gonna do. It was a pickup truck, Ford F-150. I did a full detail and a full paint enhancement on the truck, and then that's a big truck. I was there for about 5 to 6 hours almost, just working on that one truck. I kind of based it off. I don't want to say entirely from kind of what we would have priced here, because I don't know if maybe that's somewhere near there.
What'd you do?
Just like a paint enhancement on a pickup truck.
Paint enhancement?
Yeah, and then I also for like a pickup truck. Yeah, I kind of tried to base it off kind of from here. And then as far as actually charging that, the client just called me out and he said he wanted his paint buffed, or that's what he said.
Yeah, buffed.
Yeah, buffed. He's like, I want my truck buffed. And this is us exchanging DMs actually. So through social media. And now I don't get all of my clients from social media, but I guess you could say some of them do come from social media. Although I wouldn't depend on social media for clients, because social media has probably been maybe like 25% of all the clients I've gotten. Like
Yeah. So and then when you charge it, when you, because you were talking to that customer in person, right? It was right there. So yeah, a lot of times even with Lex, like when he prices something, especially over the phone, it is like, dang, I'm talking like it has to be more like, okay, I have to be a bit more quick, because like you feel a bit more rushed because it is like in person. You have to give a price right there. So like it makes sense that you feel like it feels like you just like winged it, but that's because like it's live, like it's real time happening, So
Oh
like,
my God, it's happening.
Yeah. It's not like through text or email or DMs where like you can think about it a little bit. You can like go. It's like you're right there on the spot. But how did you feel charging like that? It being the most expensive service you've done. How did you feel charging that? Like did you, like before that number came out your mouth, pause. Were you like, he's not gonna buy this? Like this is way too expensive. Like what? Like did you have some internal struggle for like a quick second of like, no, 650 is too much?
Yeah. So whenever he asked for it, going into it, when I got there and I showed him, like I guess you could say the results we get, he wanted to see, and obviously that's not really something you do when it comes to like a paint enhancement. But he wanted to see what his truck would look like. So I literally just washed a small spot of the truck and I did the paint enhancement on it, and he really liked it.
I did the test spot.
Yeah, test spot, I guess you could say. But he told me how much is that going to cost me? And I was nervous. I was definitely like, man, like this guy's gonna make me go home. I'm gonna have to pack my things. Like
I did a test spot for nothing.
It's like I'm already out here in my dad's truck with the setup in the back. Like I got everything out here, and I'm like, damn, like what if he really does send me home? Like that's too expensive. I don't want to pay for that. And I just said it like, yeah, man, it's gonna be $650 for the detail. And he did think about it for 2 seconds. I mean, $650. I mean,
yeah. What was the original price for whatever you were gonna do there? Right,
$400.
$400. Okay.
So that's a pretty like.
And then he wanted the paint enhancement, so it jumped up to $650.
Yeah, and I'd say that's a pretty substantial increase in price. So that's why I was really nervous. I'd probably say don't do that. Like probably do your due diligence and like have the price confirmed before you go out. But in
Or at
this,
least
But
the
you-
price range.
Yeah,
Well,
but
yeah.
you didn't know he's gonna ask for that, right? Just like when we go out and the customer's like, and how much for like a I don't know,
Yeah.
like a headlight restoration, right? But I mean, we already know the
Yeah.
price, so
Well,
that's very easy to
yeah.
do. But
yeah, true.
yeah, because that's also a big part of like when you go to a job site and like they add a service or add a car where it's like, dang, like I wasn't expecting this, like
Yeah.
and to a degree, it's like it's good, obviously, because they're giving you more work or more cars. But then at the same time, you're like, mentally, I was like, I was ready for just this one car, and that's it. Like I wasn't ready to come for
was
two
ready to go
cars.
home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's a big one. Yeah. So
And-
were you almost a little bit like in your head, were you kind of thinking, I hope he kind of says no?
Actually, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like originally, I think that the detail was really supposed to only take like 2.5 hours, and then when I went into it knowing that it was gonna be a paint enhancement, it really set in that I'm gonna be here for a good 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours,
Yeah.
just doing this truck. So I went into it with that and knowing that it had to be worth it. I feel like I knew that I'm kind of at a point in my business where I want to be charging like my price. I don't want to do like the beginning phase where you undersell yourself and you charge ridiculous
Yeah.
rates,
$60 full
$60 full
Yeah.
details. Like I definitely don't want to do that anymore. Like that was cool for the first 2 months, but like now going forward, I knew that I wanted to be more more professional and feel like I'm running an actual business that's profitable.
Now, are you mostly mobile, or do some customers come to your location? Or
So primarily mobile, but some customers that I have serviced have actually dropped off their vehicles at my home, which was actually a shock, like surprising to me that people were willing to come and leave their vehicles at my house. Like I think the first client was a Chevy SS. It was just an exterior and like a mini interior detail, and I believe I charged like 150, so 80 for the exterior, and I think I charged like probably like 60, or like the interior was kind of dirtier. And he actually just came, and there was a car following him behind, and he's like, yeah, man. Yeah, he gave me the keys, and he's like, yeah, just tell me when to come pick it up. And I was like,
and it's kind of surprising where like was that one of your first few customers?
So that was one of the first customers that actually came and dropped it off at my house.
Okay, yeah, but like for you, were you kind of nervous?
Yeah.
Like at that point, were you so nervous, like dealing with customers and talking to them and stuff?
Yeah. So at that point, this was not a family member. This was not a friend.
It's like this is an actual stranger that's giving me money for my services,
Yeah,
now,
it's
right?
like this is someone that has reached out to me and is wanting to pay for my service.
Yeah, and the interesting point is that like you're so nervous, right? You're like, oh, this is a real person. They're gonna drop off their vehicle, but like to the customer, right? To the actual customer, they're thinking, oh, this is like he's a professional, right? He's done this 100 times, so like he got there. He's like, here's the keys. Just call me when it's done. But see, you're like, oh my god, like he's coming. What am I gonna say? What am I gonna do? What am I supposed to do now? Like it just like it's important to have that confidence because like they don't know if it's your first time or the 100th time, right? You're in business. You're offering these services, and that's what they know. They're assuming this person knows what they're doing, and that they don't like. There's no like, oh, this is your first. No, like they don't know nothing, So that's like that's very interesting to see. Where like I remember like I can vividly remember like when I had my first handful of customers, and I was like, so like when I get out, what do I say? Like how do I shake their hand? How do I talk to them? What am I supposed to do? Like how's this interaction gonna go? But now it's like everything is now just like it's going to like it's so repetitive now at this point.
Yeah, no, 100%. And now I feel more comfortable, greeting clients. Just be like, do you have any questions before I get started? And I'll just do the detail and just let them know when it's ready to come pick up. Or sometimes they'll even wait. I've had clients wait at my house.
And what do you like? Do you put them in the garage or do they put them?
That's some more pressure right there.
So actually, so I have 2 chairs outside, and one of them was willing to. I kid you not, it was an interior detail. His name was Jesus. Jesus,
what's up, dog?
Jesus, you're pretty cool.
Shout out Jesus.
He came.
Spouse.
He brought in for an interior. He reached out to me on Google. Came, pulled the car in the driveway. He's like, "Yeah, I'm actually gonna wait, man." I was like,
You're like, oh my god.
I was like,
is that the customer?
Yeah.
Is the customer?
Yeah.
Okay. You wanna go take care of it? Yeah.
Right
Lex is still on the clock right here with our business, so he's actually gonna go and talk to the customer, and that's we already had that plan. The customer is gonna come pick up some SI seats because he found them in a junkyard and he wanted us to clean them up. So we actually just turned in a vehicle. It was a vehicle with overspray, which I have a full video on that one. We turned that in right before the podcast started, and then the last thing he has to turn in today is those 2 seats. So he's gonna go. Do you know how much we charge for that? I didn't look at the jobber. I think it's like 140. I think for the seats and stuff.
Yeah, it's 80 for the seat, shampoo, and then he also brought in like some carpet and a
Yeah. They're real like they're junkyard fine. They're really dirty, so we just got them as good as we can. But Angel, yeah. So going back to you, we'll continue the story. We'll pull Lex back in. So with that customer, he sits down. He's like, "No, I'll wait," and you're like, "Oh no,
Yeah,
he's gonna wait." Now what?
Yeah, so he hits me and he tells me, "Yeah, man, I'm actually gonna wait." And I was like,
Oh, that wasn't him. Oh,
"Oh,
it's like what do you say? 5-10 minutes.
5-10.
Oh, 5-10. Oh, dang, 34:30. Okay. Okay, what? Go on.
yeah." So he tells me, "Yeah, I'm actually gonna wait." And I was like, "Cool." I don't
What's
really.
up, man?
Yeah, it's like I don't really have like a waiting area per se. I was like, "Yeah, man, just take a seat right here. I have 2 chairs." And it was kind of just like it kind of felt normal. I mean, I offered him some water. You want some water? I went. I got him a water.
And he was like literally just outside, like
Yeah.
in your garage.
It's in the driveway, like by the front door of my home.
Did he ever say anything or nothing? He was just
No,
like, "Oh wait."
he sat down. He was like watching YouTube videos and like eating like some seeds. And just in
How long did the detail take?
Yeah, I was about to ask you that. That's we think like.
it's just a premium wash. So,
You
Okay.
Wait, I thought you said it was an interior.
oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, I was like,
Okay.
okay, that was a quick one. Yeah.
Sorry. So it was a premium wash and like a mini interior detail, just a vacuum blowout. Simple. Like
How long did
vacuum
it
wipe
take,
down.
though? How long did it take though?
Huh?
How long?
The detail. So I was with my dad. Showed up halfway through the detail. So he actually ended up helping me
Sped it up.
with the interior. So it was probably like an hour 15.
An hour 15. Yeah.
Yeah, an hour and 15. Yeah, it was quick.
And that was a pretty abrupt ending. Again, we didn't think we were going to end this like midway and turn into 2 parts, but hey, that's how it worked out. It's kind of better that way. So we'll end it right here and we'll talk to you on the next one. Bye-bye.